You can keep going there about this. You can hear about that. It's a good thing.
Oh, yeah, so that was an idea that they pitch to do that,
They voted to do it.
did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just really
We're
blurry.
gonna have we'll have some discussion about it today, because that's
Oh, wow.
finance,
Was it on finance today?
Okay, it's 1 o'clock.
but it's, well, we'll have discussion about it.
Oh.
We're all set, John.
Okay, and perfect timing, 1 o'clock, so we're gonna call the July 21st Board of Commission meeting to order. Today, we're gonna have the prayer by Commissioner Heberlin, followed by the pledge by myself.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you, Lord, for the opportunity and the freedoms that we have to congregate as commissioners and vote on things that are best for our county. Lord, we thank you for the rain that's much needed. And Lord, we thank you for each one that's here today. And we pray, Lord, as we go through our meeting today, we ask that you give us guidance and direction on the things we have to address on the agenda. We ask these things in your name. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Leslie, roll call, please.
District 1 Chairman John Block.
Present.
District 2 Commissioner Roger Ballard. District 3 Commissioner Gary Heberling.
Here.
District 4 Commissioner Bill Sarkella.
Here.
District 5 Commissioner Christine Lee is absent. District 6 Commissioner Evans Ehart.
Here.
District 7 Commissioner John Moody.
Thank you, Leslie.
You're welcome.
Did let me know when we do today. Moving on, I see no additions to our agenda, so with that said, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Heberlin, supported by Commissioner Ehart to adopt the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Agenda is adopted. Next up is an approval of our meeting minutes from July 7th. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Ballard, supported by Commissioner Moody to approve our meeting minutes from July 7th. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. You would have received your correspondence from Jody through email the other day. We're going to move into commissioner reports, and we will start with Commissioner Moody.
I just have Worth Township. I attended on July 15th, last Wednesday. They're still working on their bond recovery from two of the former treasurer and former clerk. Mike Moore was there, Lieutenant Moore was there for his do his annual report to the township for the drug task force. They raised their planning commission secretary pay to $60 per meeting, or if she's the recording secretary, they're gonna have it at $90. They're working on the maintenance and repair schedule. And during the meeting, one board member resigned effective immediately and left the building. And one other one resigned and will go do the August meeting, and then he'll be done after that meeting. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, John. Nothing new reports. Okay. I'm going to do this during commissioner reports. Commissioner Moody and Administrator Roski and myself met with a company called Rev Renewables this morning regarding a solar project in Commissioner Moody's district. And this is pertaining to the new rules related to Public Act 233 and our win at the Court of Appeals that we are an effective local unit. So we met with that group today. I think we had a pretty robust discussion. It was educational, I think, for both sides, and that will continue to move forward. That's all I have for a commissioner report. Bill?
Board Sanilac had discussion on a surplus property disposal. They're going to pass a resolution for that. Also, the live events that are going on in town there. Planning Commission, they appointed someone to the Planning Commission, and then also discussed the police salary agreement that would be with the Sheriff's Department, that they have that agreement with their coverage. Washington Township, big discussion there about Applegate's disincorporation petition that's been approved. The Township Assessor, they're putting out an advertisement for that. Some highway driveway discussion and also some maintenance on the building there. And Buell Township discussed their election prep, been getting some training. county and the deputy, or the clerk and the deputy clerk have been up here, doing some things with Leslie, and, election inspectors have been approved. And, the new clerk, trainer is assisting them with well, so kudos to Leslie with what the help she's been giving Buell Township. And also they have their new trainer, probably somebody you know, is Dawn Cubitt. So another position that dear Dawn is filling. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Bill. Gary?
Yep, thank you, Jen. I attended Custer Township meeting last week, and I'll give some of the high points of the meeting. Ken Wimmer advised the Custer Township board that there was a family, a husband and wife that passed away. The kids are, I think, are now in charge of the properties, and Ken's word is a mess. So they adopted to let that play out before they went after the taxes with the family. Mike Morrow from DTF gave his annual report. Rochelle Wadsworth let the board know they were reimbursed for the voting drop-off box. Robert Patrick, the chairman of Custer Township, reported there was a culvert washed out on Custer Road, and it had been replaced. And Doug Burns, which is now retired, he is working with Jeremy Bender to finish and complete the master plan. I did not attend the Watertown Township meeting because we had a park board meeting in Lexington at 5:30, and Watertown was at 6 o'clock. I wasn't gonna break the speed limit all the way back, so I don't have a report on it.
Thank you, Gary. Roger?
And there was food at Lexington.
Yes.
Lots of them, way too much.
The real reason.
Last week I had to miss Marlette Township and Argyle Township, where we were doing our smoke and ash tour of Lake Superior up in Canada. You haven't seen anything down here. It was unreal. But last night I went to Lamont Township, and we were on motorcycles. Went to Lamont Township. Mike Moore was there and gave his presentation. Their planning commission is keeping pretty busy reviewing ordinances, possibly coming up with some new ones, especially in regard to blight, which with every township, it seems to be blight's a huge issue. They signed a road agreement with the road commission on ditch cleaning and discussed fees on haul rentals. That was about it.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate everyone's commissioner reports. Nathan, your administrator report, please.
So after our last meeting, we had the county had a land bank meeting, and so you guys know there was some discussion about the projects, the demo projects that took place, and some of the communication lapses that took place with that. So there was myself, Trudy, Samantha from the EDC, and then the board, the land bank board. So we discussed some of those projects and the shortfall, I guess, that took place with the one here in Sandusky, but I think we have that ironed out moving forward. So if that ever comes around again.
Nathan, not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
on that point, do you feel that that land bank is something that we'll be able to continue to utilize year after year? There's going to be funds from the state, or is there a possibility that that's going to go away?
I feel that there was enough successes throughout the state that they put out there that they may want to. Now, will it be to that degree? You know, will it be a $500,000 award moving forward to municipalities? Maybe not, but I think they'll do something.
We weren't even able to utilize that level of funding. So even if the state provided $250,000
Yes.
in funding, we had a lot of success, and there's a lot of blighted buildings that are going thanks to it. So.
I could see them doing a smaller amount and making sure it's all done within a year. I mean, this was a larger amount. It ended up being over 2.5, 3 years because they had to keep granting extensions. But yeah, I'm hopeful that there's opportunities moving forward. We obviously, you guys are aware, Judge Ross is here. Judge Ross is retired. We will have visiting judges supporting district court and probate court, and Judge Rathel will be trying to take on a little bit as well to mitigate some of that. But we fully anticipate visiting judges 2 to 3 days a week throughout the rest of the year. And budgetarily, we've talked about that and kind of the impact it will have, and we're prepared from a county aspect for that. So
Very good.
The parking lots you'll see here in the health department, there's some painting of lines. It was nice that our juvenile director, Mike Highbauer, and his staff work with our building and grounds department. The kids need community service hours. Summer it gets nice and clean those lines and freshen them up. And they're working here. And then the plan is to go over to the health department, modify some of the handicap parking spaces, maybe make them a little more amenable to people and vans and things like that over there. Adjust some things in the parking lot, so you'll see some changes over there as well. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, our hazard mitigation plan. So that has to be updated every 5 years. I've talked to Greg Holman. He is working on that, our emergency management director. So that is on the radar. That's in need of update, and it's a work in progress right now. So he's taken the steps to get information out there. There's surveys that go to townships and such. So if you guys are out and about and you hear from your townships that surveys have come around, Greg is sending them out and looking for feedback from them. I think Lamont, is that Rob Fernandez?
No, Lamont would be Mickey Strickler.
Rob sent one back anyway. So it was, I believe it was in your district. There was one that came back so far, but he sent them out to townships. So if they inquire, he's just looking for feedback as he puts together the hazard mitigation plan. So, all right, that's all I have.
Any questions for Nathan? Seeing none, we're going to move on. Thank you for the report, Nathan.
Yeah.
At this time, I'm going to call for public comments pertaining to the agenda. Are there any public comments pertaining to the agenda today? Seeing none, we're going to move on. I see no need for 13A or 13B or 14 as there are no appointments to be made. That's going to drop us directly into general resolutions, and we have one honoring the Honorable Greg Ross for years of service. Judge Ross, if you'd join me. Well, it's great to have you here today, and an honor to honor you. Thank you. All right, so this is a resolution honoring the Honorable Gregory S. Ross for years of service. Whereas the Honorable Gregory S. Ross is retiring from service as judge of the 76th Probate Court and the 73A District Court after more than 17 years of dedicated service. And whereas Judge Ross has served the citizens of Sanilac County in an exemplary and distinguished manner throughout his judicial career, and whereas Judge Ross has demonstrated his extensive knowledge of the court system and has consistently exercised that knowledge with integrity, fairness, strong moral character. Now, therefore, be resolved that the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners extends its heartfelt appreciation to the Honorable Gregory S. Ross for his years of dedicated service and many accomplishments during his years of service to Sanilac County. And be it further resolved that this board offers its warmest wishes to Judge Ross for continued health, happiness, and fulfillment in his retirement. And be it further resolved that this resolution be spread upon the proceedings of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners this 21st day of July, 2026. Congratulations on retirement.
Action.
Okay.
And I have to say, in my short time here at the county, I got to see you in action one time. And it was a recall hearing, and you could just feel the tension in the room. And of course, both sides of the courtroom were filled with their, this is my side and that side. And there was a lot of tension in the room, and the community was very upset about what was going on. And you handled that courtroom in a way that kept everybody calm and peaceful. And it was impressive to watch. Congratulations, sir. And thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you.
A lot. Did you have anything you wanted
Thank
to
you,
say,
Judge.
Judge Ross? Last time at the podium, one more now.
I have been very fortunate. As most of you know, I've had a legal profession that's been 46 years now. Last 17 and a half years, I've had the honor and privilege of serving the people of Sanilac County. I want to thank the voters for giving me the opportunity to do this. Thank everyone that supported me, including my family. My wife Dorothy is here today. I've had outstanding staff over the years, including the current district court staff, who commonly refers to themselves as a dream team. And of course, yourselves, that have always shared my vision of providing the best service that we possibly could to the community. So I've had a very satisfying and rewarding career. Thank you for acknowledging that today. Thanks again.
Yep. Thank you, Judge.
Hey, Judge, if I failed to get all your documents and plaques and whatnot, everywhere you wanted them in your office. I apologize. That was a one-man team back then.
I understand.
But we got the bats out of the office.
We did just fine. And I sometimes don't get enough credit for things that I manage not to say. But I will say that Roger and I graduated from high school about the same time. I can guarantee you that nobody in that high school would have bet that Roger would be presenting me with this acknowledgement.
That you would be receiving.
Thanks again. Thank you for being here, Judge.
Congratulations.
Okay, I have a resolution offered by myself. Is there support? I'll support. Support by Commissioner Ehart. Leslie, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Block,
Yes.
Commissioner Ehart.
Yes.
Commissioner Ballard,
Yes.
Commissioner Moody,
Yes.
Commissioner Sarkella,
Yes.
and Commissioner Heberling.
Resolution is adopted. Thank you, Leslie.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's gonna take us into committee reports, and today we're gonna start out with Commissioner Ballard.
I have nothing to report other than I did, there's one thing I wanted to mention. Right. Oh, this morning, yeah, that's why it's too recent. I did attend the sentencing hearing for the East construction this morning,
Okay.
and there were 4 cases. It's all done. He had credit for time served, and we'll be paying restitution. So,
So do you think we as the county will get restitution along with others?
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
But did he end up pleading guilty to that, Roger?
Yeah.
So that's probably,
Yeah.
So he kind of decided to take the righteous path.
So, yeah, there will be a check coming at some point.
It already did.
Okay.
It did.
Let's quit getting
Mhm.
Yeah, he was prepared to pay it in.
Okay. Thanks for staying on top of that and representing us in that matter and keeping us informed on it.
I think we came out better than probably the other ones.
Yeah.
We were small potatoes.
I was surprised when I saw the number. It wasn't as big of a number as I anticipated it to be that was gonna be going back. But
To the parks.
well, no, to the whole thing.
Yeah. Anyways, I have no more comments on that.
Very good. Thank you, Roger.
Yep.
Gary?
Thank you, Jen. So last week, Nate and I, attended the, Thumb Region MMPC, and what that stands for, Thumb Region Trails Management Committee, Planning Committee. And, in that meeting, we reviewed the draft copy of the plan that we're going to submit to Eagle and the state, and, we approved that, and, that is moving forward. And, the next meeting we're gonna have is in August. We'll have one more meeting with just a committee, and if they wants to come and however. And then on September 16th, I reported this, I think, 2 weeks ago, the open meeting for approval by townships will be August 6th, September 16th at 6 p.m. at Biagio's. So that's the next step taking place. The public hearing is what I'm going to say. So that's it for that. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had our park board meeting. We covered a lot of items, and I'll just go through them briefly without boring everybody to death. But the Evergreen Park, on the agenda, we looked at possibly putting up a cold storage shed, like a 3-sided shed, to keep the equipment under. And we quickly decided not to do that because there is places for the machinery to be placed if need be. And what we did move forward with is Forester Park, Evergreen Parks store. And if you've ever been out there, I know you've been out there many times, Roger. It's very small. It's got the pond that's starting to move around up and down. So we're going to focus our resources and our thoughts and planning on putting up a new building. I believe that is ahead of here. It's a rough sketch. So we got to get bids on it and come up with a drawing on it. But it's going to be 20 by 24, and our intent is to replace what is currently there. The other thing that came up was we approved was Evergreen Park road expansion, water and sewer. relocation. And, we approved the 2027 budget. And then also, we had a couple people from, the sheriff's policy there in regards to possibly using, I believe it's on the west side part of 25, on Delaware Park. And, they wanted to went in and ride the horses, and Jim Orm quickly said, well, if there's some wells there that are open, it's a dangerous place to drive or to ride your horses. And, so I was, asked to get a hold of Nathan, so I texted Nathan the next morning. And then Nathan called me that afternoon, and it's kind of a resounding no. And, I'll just bear with me. Nathan's first words out of his mouth, he said, the lawyer told us there's 100,000 reasons we don't use that. So I didn't know where to come up with that. That's our insurance policy. If someone gets hurt there, we would pay out, depending on what the accident was, $100,000 plus they could go back and sue us. And, I wrote a letter to the park board, explaining those basically 100,000 reasons why we don't want to do that. And, we're not going to do that. I think that's in my report, and, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Gary. Bill?
Board of Public Works, we met, and there's no current projects, but there was discussion in regards to the Worth Sewer assessment that might be taking place down there. And since we oversaw that project, we're keeping our eyes on that and what they may do moving forward. And then Sound Lake Transportation, we're in the process of ordering another round of buses. There should be 4 ones potentially coming, depending on what type of funding the state provides for that. And we're looking at the low buses, which are made from a different manufacturer, seem to be more efficient fuel-wise, and a lot easier for the passengers to get on and off. And also they're much better made. They participated in the senior fair, had good representation there, and actually, because of the publicity of the senior fair, ended up picking up more riders. So that's always a good thing when we have more passengers. And they're going to be updating their QuickBooks program that'll help with some of the budgeting issues moving forward. There is a new manager that oversees 4 bus regions at the state level, so that's always been an issue, because I know since I've been on that board, it seems every other year there's a new manager. It takes them a while to get familiar with what's going on, and then there was a time where the managers and so forth were working out of home, not even at the state building. So a lot of information was not being provided that needed to be. And then late last week, they also had a food drive. I don't have numbers on that, but I know well attended like all the other ones in the past. That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. There is a county planning commission today, or planning commission meeting today, right here in BOC chambers at 3:00. The SAVE Millage Board did meet last week. I wasn't able to attend that meeting, so I don't have any input on that one. Evans?
I was also at the Board of Public Works meeting, and Bill already covered that.
Okay. Commissioner Moody?
Yesterday I had medical care facility meeting. Their census is really good right now at 80.8. They have 2 LPN openings, and they're getting some quotes on some concrete work around the building outside, and looking at getting the fascia cleaned and painted around the building. And I have community corrections tomorrow.
Very good. Appreciate everyone's committee reports. We're going to move on. I see no need for unfinished business. So we're going to land directly in new business. And today that's going to start out with FA 097-26, and that's approval of current claims.
Sound Lake County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the payment of current claims identified on the accounts payable report dated July 14, 2026 for the general bank account in the amount of $120,369.93.
I got a motion by Finance Chairman Sarkella, supported by Vice Chairman Ballard. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Next up is FA 098-26, budget adoptions, amendments, appropriations, and transfers.
Sound Lake County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the following amendments and establishes the following account as listed.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarkella, supported by Commissioner Moody. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Next up is FA 099-26, approval of additional general fund bank account checks charged to June 2026.
Sound Lake County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the payment of additional general fund bank account checks charged to June 2026 as follows: $775,131.58 in ACH payments, $1,827,723.28 in checks, for a total of $2,602,854.86.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarcella, supported by Commissioner Heberlin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Next up is FA 100-26, approval of law enforcement services for the Sheriff's Office.
San Luis County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the non-expiring agreement for contractual law enforcement services between the Township of Custer and the San Luis County Sheriff's Office, and further authorizes the board chairman sign the necessary agreement.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarcella, supported by Commissioner Heberlin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Moving on to FA 101-26, approval of MGT agreements. This is for the prosecutors and the friend of the court offices.
San Luis County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the amendments to the MGT agreements used by the prosecutor's office and the friend of the court, and further authorizes the board chairman to sign the necessary agreements.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarcella, supported by Vice Chairman Ballard. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Next up is FA 102-26, authorization of the transfer of ERTC funds for the medical care facility.
San Luis County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes the transfer of the employee retention tax credit funds to the medical care facility with the completion of the claim and receipt of all funds. The purpose of the escrow requirements has been fulfilled. NFA 3121B.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarcella, supported by Commissioner Ehart. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Next up is FA 103-26, authorization of payment for limestone patching project in the Parks Commission.
San Luis County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes payment to San Luis County Road Commission in an amount not to exceed $4,115.47 for the Forester Park Limestone Patching Project with funding from the Parks and Village Fund. Support.
Motion by Commissioner Sarcella, supported by Commissioner Heberlin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Next up is NFA 10010-26, authorization to enter the legal services agreement.
San Luis County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes entering into a legal services agreement with Foster Swift to represent the county as an affected local unit of government, ALU, in matters related to alternative energy development, pre-application activities, and case proceedings before the Michigan Public Service Commission. Board further authorizes the board chairman to execute the necessary legal services agreement on behalf of the county.
Support.
Was that you, Roger? Or was that
Me or you? Roger.
I got, because I had Evans down here too. There's three that hit it all at the same time. So I have a motion by Commissioner Sarcella, supported by Commissioner Ballard. Discussion, I do want to discuss this quite briefly. I just want to make sure everybody understands exactly what we're doing. So this is a legal services agreement for us to enter into, what's the term, Nathan, for contesting these projects if we so wish.
Feel like an intervener. right?
Intervener, yeah. So we would intervene in these projects and we earn that right as an affected local unit. And I think, so I'm going to go out in my district and have conversations with all the townships so that they understand that what we are prepared to do is if the township has a project that comes to town, they don't want to approve the application or the developer goes around them to go to the Michigan Public Service Commission, they have the right to intervene. And so if they do, we then as the county will also intervene to assist them in that process. And I think it'd be a good conversation for everybody to have with their township so that they understand that process and know that we're willing to do that. What we would not do is if a township had a project go to the Michigan Public Service Commission and they did not intervene, we would not intervene in that particular case. So just wanted everybody to kind of have a full handle on what we're doing with that. And does anybody have any questions or any discussion related to that?
Chairman Black, just for the public, that are here and viewing this, just so they're clear, we do receive the intervener funds in this. So this isn't like the county getting into all these lawsuits with funds that we're taking out of our budget. We specifically get $75,000 put into an account solely for the purpose of intervening if we choose to. So,
And the developer pays. for
and the
it.
developer.
And I think that's an excellent point, Nathan. I'm glad you brought that up because I think that could be missed in translation that we would be using. This is no taxpayer funds utilized for this intervention. the developer themselves actually pays for the intervention.
Developer mean the contract person's putting in.
Yep, so if you had, like hypothetically, Samsung, right, they were putting in a project, had gone around, Samsung themselves would literally write a check to the township to intervene, and then now they would actually write.
And that was explained when we had them in the meeting. I just want to clarify that. Exactly.
And I think, you know, the beauty of it is that the work that the law firm would do for the county is identical to the work that would be done for the township. So really, if you look at the scenario, it's not like us intervening creates a bunch of extra work that'll eat up the 75,000 allocation we get. It's more like we get involved, and that's just another 75,000 that they have to work with, mainly for the township because the work is.
And it's only for if they try and use Public Act 322.
Exactly. Yep. If a host community wants the project and they approve it, that's between them and the developer. So I just think this is it's a great way for the county to support. I think we know the gist of the public opinion. We have our own master plan. We've been working on these issues ourselves. We've taken a tone as this board of commissioners in the last 5 or 6 years to be very supportive to the townships. And this is a great way for us to be supportive to the community and townships. So with nothing further, I'll entertain all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, everyone. Lastly, today we have FA-077-23, and this is an authorization to pay off medical care facility 2013 debt bond.
San Luis County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes paying off the medical care facility 2013 bond in an amount not to exceed 1.8 million with funding from the general fund, and further authorizes an amendment to the annual repayment schedule for the county over 5.5 years at an annual cost of $240,000 commencing in 2027 through 2032. Further authorizes the board chairman sign the necessary agreement.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sarcella. Is there support?
Support.
I have support by Commissioner Moody. Is there discussion? I think the obvious discussion is Nicole, this looks as though maybe you have things going in a very, very positive direction.
Very, very.
And I'm so glad, because I was going to sing your praises whether you were here or not today. I'm glad you're here. I was extremely involved in the medical care facilities issues years ago, and it was a huge tax on myself and the county to have to be involved. And we put a lot of effort of our own into the facility, and then have seen, you know, you take it and turn it into what you're doing today. Thank you for your service to the community, and thank you for putting us in a position that we could be here and you can show that not only can you guys repay that, but you can double it up. I mean, that says a lot. So
I talked to her for a couple minutes after the meeting yesterday, and from where it was in 22 when I started on the board to now is, I mean, there isn't even a comparison. They're just not.
Started back on 2020.
yeah. So take your victory lap. You deserve it. Great job. So very good. We like the good stuff. It's more fun than the hard stuff.
Like things that quicker too. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's just I think for you, it makes you shine real bright. So well done. Well, with all that good stuff said, if nobody has anything else to say, all in favor of setting this up, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. All right, that will conclude new business. We do have some unfamiliar faces in the audience, and I always like to say, when you see us go through a board of commission meeting and we approve a lot of stuff, you didn't see a lot of discussion on the early items. Every single one of those items was discussed at a finance and administration committee meeting 2 weeks ago that was then forwarded to the board. So I always like to kind of inform people of that so nobody gets the idea that we just blindly approve things.
which the finance committee is.
Yep, it's all of us, and if you're interested, we hold that meeting directly after this meeting, and that's where the interesting discussion tends to happen. But with all that said, the public has an opportunity for public comment right now. Does anybody have any public comment they'd like to share? Seeing none, we will move on. There's no need for closed session today, but we do need approval of closed session minutes. Leslie, is that a motion to approve, or do we just?
Yes, it's a motion.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion to approve the closed session meeting minutes from July 7th.
So
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Ballard, supported by Commissioner Moody to approve our closed session meeting minutes from July 7th. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. We turn these in. If everybody can pass them down, we'll hand them right back to Leslie right now. Thank you for all that you do,
Sure,
keeping track of all of our paperwork.
no problem.
Okay, there's nothing further to come before the Board of Commissioners today. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting at 1:35. Or motion and support to adjourn at 1:35. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.